Embark gutted Trailblazers. In the most recent patch came out this week, they said the explosions no longer deal damage through walls and deals more damage to small enemies but less damage to bigger enemies such as Leaper and Bastion. Today we're going to see how bad the nerf was and if Trailblazers are now dead in the water. Let's get into it. First off, let's look at bombaders. So pre-nerf, you would only need 2 Trailblazers to kill a bombardier. 1, 2. As long as you threw it at its back, the bombardier would be dead. Now, it will take at least double that. I throw 2 here, and there's not even any smoke coming from the bombardier when it goes off. Complete waste of time. For bastions, again, 2 or 3 launched at the back would see you right. So there's 2, and he's smoking, he's weak, and get the 3rd one just to finish him off. Easy peasy. Post nerf, however, it's a complete different story. So that's 2 right off the rip, then 3. You see it, proccing, doing all the damage, nothing. Going for a 4th, nothing again. Still standing. I actually ran out of Trailblazers and I had to finish it off with a renegade by the end of this clip. But I throw a 5th to see if that'll do it. I think I ran out of bandages here, that's why I was playing cover. 5th one, again, it's still standing, and I had to finish it off with a renegade. For leapers, you only needed 1, and that would get it on fire, and then you would easily just clean it up with whatever gun you had. Such an easy kill for leapers. Post nerf, however, it's a completely different story. It's 1, and it's taking absolutely 0 damage. I only brought 2 with me. The patch notes did say bastions and leapers specifically, so I think it's going to be at least 5 or 6 for these guys. But 2 Trailblazers on him, and he's not even smoking, so the damage is severely reduced, and I had to clean him up with my anvil. So I would say you need to bring at least 6 if you want to take out a leaper with Trailblazers nowadays. Shredders, pre-nerf, you just needed 1 and you would get it on fire, and you could easily clean it up with your equipped weapon just by shooting its little turbo pads. Post nerf is the same story actually, so it's a good thing. 1 Trailblazer will still get it on fire, so you can easily just clean it up with whatever gun that you've got equipped. Again, shoot the little booster pads on its side as its weak spot. So where does that leave us in? So now that Trailblazers require at least 6 to deal with the big arc, I would say that wolf packs have went back to being the top in the meta for big arc killing. You only need 6 explosive compounds and then 4 arc motion cores to be able to kill all the big arc, apart from matriarchs and queens obviously. But now the amount of materials you would require to do the same damage with Trailblazers, you would still be looking at about 6 explosive compounds, but you would also be needing 6 synthesized fuel. Now synthesized fuel is a lot harder to come by than arc motion cores, because arc motion cores you'll get from any big arc, but the synthesized fuel you'll require to do runs in Stella Montis on Spaceport and go into specific areas to look for them, or you need to trade seeds and get 5 per day off a Celeste. So my advice would be, moving forward, if you're planning to kill the big arc with grenades, just use Wolfpack grenades or deadlines. Deadlines are a bit more tricky than Wolfpacks, so 90% of the time you would just be easier going for Wolfpacks. Embark said that it used more so for small arc, but I would highly recommend do not waste a Trailblazer on small arc. Probably the best bet would be a shredder. Shredders would be great for Trailblazers. It kind of warrants the cost of crafting materials, but for things like ticks, pops and fireballs, do not waste your Trailblazers on this. The crafting materials alone are on par with a wolf pack, so definitely don't use it on small arc. I would say the place for Trailblazers is purely shredders now, because you can still get them to Death Store after throwing 1, but for all other big arc, just use wolf packs. Now, did the Trailblazers warrant a nerf? Well, I mean, I'm annoyed that the Trailblazers got nerfed so heavily, but I do think it was warranted because it was a blue item that was easily crafted compared to a wolf pack, but it did the same damage as a wolf pack. You only needed 2 or 3 to kill big arcs. When wolf packs, you generally need 2 or 3 to kill big arcs as well, but they've got better ease of use. So I think the fact that a blue item was doing the same as a purple item, it did warrant a nerf. But I feel like Embark's direction here is a little bit skewed. There's a lot more items in the game that require a nerf compared to the Trailblazer. The Stitcher, for example. The Stitcher has been a top tier pick for raider engagements since the game released, and they've not touched it. They've touched the kettle, but they've not touched the Stitcher. There's also a bunch of epic and legendary weapons that could easily be brought up to be more usable. The Bettina, for example, it's already had a pass, and it's still terrible. The legendary weapons as well, like the Aphelion, Jupiter, etc. They've got their own niche, but I don't really think they're warranted for the level that they are, especially when you're putting a target in your back for running these weapons. The efficiency of them isn't so much greater than, say, an Anvil, Renegade or Pharaoh, for example, and it leads me to believe that Embark are just overwhelmed with how successful this game has become. They've not really got a clear direction in what they're doing, in my eyes, especially with all these bugs that have came out. So obviously we had the duplication bug, and then there's been a new bug this week where you could attach attachments to guns and then take them off, but still gain the effects of the attachments. So you could run about with a Stitcher that's got a kinetic converter on it with 90 ammo, but not have any mods on it. All this coming out is taken away from Embark truly honing in on a design philosophy. Obviously they've come out and said that this is a 10-year kind of game, so hopefully in the future they can kind of nail it down and make real proper decisions. I would like the epics and the legendaries to have another pass. I would like the Bettina to finally be a good weapon. The Tempest is okay. I would like the Jupiter and the Aphelion to find a better niche than just stripping off armour or stun locking big arc. I would like the common weapons to be reduced in efficiency. I think for what you put into a Stitcher, the payout is far greater than what you put in. The point I'm trying to make is, yes, Trailblazers did deserve a nerf, but there's so much going on in this game that I would say should have took precedence over Trailblazers, that it's getting me questioning what Embark are actually doing behind the scenes. And I'm worried that it's going to end up in a Helldivers 2 situation. I don't know how many of you played Helldivers 2, but when the game first released, there was a lot of powerful tools that people could use on their runs against enemies, and then Arrowhead came out and greatly nerfed everything, and what it led to was a massive drop off in the player base. And I just hope, because I love Arc Raiders, but I just hope that this doesn't happen with Arc Raiders, that we don't see us getting nerfed with nothing being brought up to kind of replace it and leading to a massive player drop off. But that's it for this video. Trailblazers, not worth using unless you are taking on a shredder. But other than that, thanks very much for your time, and leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. You know the situation by now, and I'll see you soon for more Arc Raiders content. All the best, cheers.